Says Read, and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to do a wrap-up, sort of a review of the month of April, how things went here at the channel during the month of April, and in my life in general. Because you guys come here to hear the scintillating content of my life. You guys, we'll begin with health news and get that out of the way. I am experiencing vertigo, like a Duran Duran song. I'm living with vertigo. It started on the morning of tax day. So on April 15th, I woke up at like 2:30, 3 a.m. and the room was spinning as if I were intoxicated, but I was not. No. And we don't quite know what's going on. Here's the weird, crazy thing that you guys out there are welcome to weigh in on. The weird, crazy thing is probably what's happened is the crystals that are in the eustachian tubes have come out of the eustachian tubes due to pressure in my head. And that's what's causing the random, intermittent sensation of vertigo in my life. Yeah. That's a thing, apparently. And the way to fix that is with physical therapy. I also had questions. I know you guys out there are going, what? Yeah, I also had questions about that. Apparently, physical therapy entails like hanging your head off the edge of a table while people manipulate your head. I haven't done it yet, or I could explain it better. But that's apparently what's going to happen to me soon. First, we have to find a physical therapist in the area that accepts my health insurance. Yeah. So I have vertigo. It's a thing. We're going to fix it. It's going to be okay. I'm entertained by the idea that there are crystals in passages in our head that randomly can pop out of those passages because of pressure. Because I've had pressure all my life. Now, apparently, it's causing a problem. There we go. That's what's happening. So also on taxation day, taxes did get sort of kind of filed. I kicked that can down the road. I had to file an extension. I can't do numbers. I think I've mentioned that here on this channel. I can't do numbers. I can't. Addition, subtraction, these things have become oddities to me. I become quite anxious about numbers when there is like a jail sentence attached to it if you do it wrong. I mean, back in school, if you did the numbers wrong, you just got a failing grade on a test. Out here in the real world, if you do the numbers wrong, you can go to jail. So I have high anxiety when it comes to filing my taxes. So this year, I filed the extension. I sent, you guys, I literally wrote on the little form, I don't know. I literally wrote the words, I don't know. And then I sent a check. How much money did I send? 100 and some odd. I sent a check for some money with I don't know written on the, I sent it off. And the government has cashed the check. So they've accepted that for now. I will deal with it later. I have other things to deal with. I'll deal with it later. Yeah. Okay. What else did we do during the month of April? During the month of April, we celebrated Indie April here at the channel. Oh, we did not read as many indie books as I would have liked. I did get Of Cogs and Conjuring read and reviewed, and I brought you guys that review in a sort of wrap-up discussion of Indie April. So that exists. I think I've already uploaded that here. I think it's, yeah, it is. It is already out there for you guys to see. I'll put a link to that in the drop-down box below so you guys can see that. I also read From the Depths, Up From the Depths. I also read an indie novel that I'm going to be filming a review of today for you guys. I have notes written down for it. I will get the title right when I film the review. Promise. Okay, so what other, were those the only two indie books that I read in April? I didn't write that much down on these notes, you guys. Okay, so Indie April had that going on. Let's see, we're going to do a mini book haul here during this wrap up because during the month of April, there was a sale on Amazon. I noticed when I went onto Amazon to find a specific book, I noticed that there were some Charles Dickens books on sale. Like there was a spattering of them. They were all on sale for like $3.99. And I went, wait a minute. Okay, which of these do I not already own? Quite a few of them that I did not already own, which is a little embarrassing, but there you go. So I want to show you guys a couple of these that I went ahead and picked up. A Tale of Two Cities. Yeah, I did not already own A Tale of Two Cities. What's going on in my life? But there you go. And this particular treatment of the cover, how do I want to say this? I saw that this particular treatment of the cover, this style that was available on this cover, was available on a couple of the books that were on sale. So I picked up 3 of these. So here, look, okay, check it out with a glare. Hold on while I try to get the glare off of it for you. It's a shiny cover. Okay, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. And this is Wordsworth Classics version. Let me see if it tells us. Oh, and there's a little drummer guy inside. That's nice. Okay, hang on. Let me see if it tells us when. With illustrations by H.K. Brown, Wordsworth Classics. I'm looking to see if it tells us what year this particular edition was published. First published 1993 by Wordsworth Editions Limited. Okay, maybe. Introduction and notes, Peter Merchant, 1999. All right. That's the best I'm going to be able to do for you right now, you guys. That's it. I guess 1999. So I'm just late discovering that this particular fancy version of the book exists. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. A Tale of Two Cities is that one. Pretty. So then I went ahead and grabbed the Pickwick Papers. And this one, same version, I guess you want to say. All right, look. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. It's like a pink. Very nice, very pretty. There you go, Pickwick Papers. And last one in that style is Our Mutual Friend. There, you can see. It's kind of minimalist, but it's just very cool, very, very classy. I liked it. So grab those. And I also picked up, because I didn't have this on the shelf, Little Dorrit. Look at this front cover. You guys, do you see what it says? Does it not say DNF? This is an embroidery. This is a nice little cross stitch that someone has done. DNF. Why? Why did Wordsworth Classics back in the day put DNF on the front cover of a book? I'm just tickled by that. I find that intriguing and weird. Yeah, there you go. Humorous, as it were. So anyway, now I have Little Dorrit, also by Charles Dickens, which I did not have on the shelf before, and now I do. There's that. And also at the end of April, I purchased The Warden by Anthony Trollope. This is the first book in his, is it Barset? Hold on, you guys, Barset. It'll say it on the back here, won't it? The Warden is the first of the 6 books which form Trollope's Barsetshire series of novels. I have Framley. It doesn't say. Framperly. I should have brought the book. Did I bring it? Okay. Nice, I did. Framley Parsonage. I already had Framley Parsonage and Barchester Towers. So I had those 2. So I've got 3 of the 6 now. I need to get the other 3. But I wanted to get The Warden in this version, in this fancy edition, because it matches the other 2 that I had in this. It matters to us bookophiles, right? Bibliophiles, bookophiles. Yeah. Anyway, I purchased this. It was on its way this past week when I saw on Pat's channel over at Book Pat with Chat that she is doing a buddy read of The Warden during the month of May with Jack over at, is it Books Spread Joy? I can't remember the names of everybody's channels, you guys, but Pat is doing a buddy read of this book with one of our fellow booktubers out here on BookTube. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. I just ordered the book. It's on its way. I will have to read this during the month of May while they're reading it so that I can watch what they're saying on their channels about it and share. Sharing the awesome sauce. All right, we set these down. That was my mini book haul that happened. The Warden was not on sale. It didn't have a fancy little sale on it. It's those 3 versions of Charles Dickens stuff that had the sale going. There we go. All right, what else happened during April? Poetry stuff was happening during April, and I brought you guys some poetry stuff here at the end of April. We did do some Anne Bronte kind of in the middle of April. We did get some Anne Bronte read here for poetry, but I didn't read The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock until like the very end of the month. It was like almost the end of the month, like the last weekend, when I realized, oh my gosh, I haven't read this yet. I read it every year to you guys here on the channel for April Poetry Month. So we took care of that. Is that it? Oh, also, I did sign up for the 24-hour poetry marathon, the writing marathon that happens in May. I signed up for that. They've accepted my application to participate. Now I need to go and like make my little, whatchamacallit, biography. I need to go make my handle and stuff on the Circle platform. I need to go do that. I'll make a note of that too, to take care of. All right. Also, I wanted to mention, during a couple of these booktube tags that I've participated in, I have mentioned a book called The Anomaly. I mentioned that book, that thriller, when I talk about what got me back into like reading more voraciously again. When I talk about what got me back into doing stuff for this channel. In fact, I was reading The Anomaly one night. I just dove into it and I read it in like one sitting. That's really the book that I credit for getting me back into reading again. It was in 2018. I found it on the shelf. You guys, I found it. I brought it to show you guys. The Anomaly, a novel. This is by Michael Rutger. This was a thriller that was book of the month in June 2018. I remember, you guys, I remember it arrived, and like that evening after work, I sat down and I read it deep into the night, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. There's still my little book darts are still in here on the pages. That at the beginning of chapter 7, I had a book dart on there. Yeah, from when I brought notes and stuff to you guys here on the channel about it. Yeah. So this is the book that got me back into, like I said, reading voraciously, reading more books again, so I could bring them to you guys here on the channel. This was the one. Yeah. It was in the right place at the right time. Is that enough for wrapping up April? I don't typically like get into these wrap-ups and talk about like what I'm going to do in the next month. I don't really want to, make a bunch of predictions for what I'm going to be reading during the month of May. I mean, I mentioned, yeah, I plan to read The Warden. I want to read this and be able to talk about it and comment as my friend Pat is talking about it. I want to be able to do that. I wanted to read this, otherwise I wouldn't have bought it. So I'm thinking that I will tackle this during the month of May. Probably. The problem with me making those kinds of predictions is life happens, things get really busy at work, things come up, and I don't get to the books that I think I'm going to get to during the month. And then I feel defeated. I don't like to do that to myself. So I might not be making a bunch of predictions other than The Warden. Yeah. Of course, there'll be other books. I just don't know which ones. Whatever strikes me. That's it, you guys. Thumbs up for getting through the month of April. Thumbs up for all the poetry that we read during April. Thumbs up for indie April books and new to you authors and stories. Hopefully you enjoyed during the month of April. And thank you so much for tuning in.